Hey guys, Romie here. So please like, comment, subscribe. Basketball Wives decided that, you know what, we're gonna go and come on Sunday night before Real Housewives, before of Atlanta or Potomac. So let's jump right into it. Jackie, she's having this sit down with Krista and also with Evelyn. Why? Because apparently they all have something in common. Evelyn finally reveals her story about IVF treatments to Jackie and also Krista. Krista talks about how she also had a miscarriage, because Evelyn also divulges that she had 3 miscarriages. And Jackie had a miscarriage in the past as well. So they all bond regarding that. And so it's nice. Krista was also saying, you know, she's still losing the weight from her miscarriage. It was horrible because she was like over 4 months pregnant when they couldn't hear the baby's heartbeat. So then she had to go and have the procedure of an abortion. And so that was horrible for her. But again, that was a bonding experience. And moving on to the more fun portion of that whole sit down is Jackie wants to go and do this sexual animal exhibit. And I said, what? Yes, like a jungle ride, a sexual jungle ride animal exhibit. Evelyn's looking at her like, oh God, because Jackie's talking about, you know, Jackie is very, very, very sexual. Very. And to the point where it's uncomfortable. It's entertaining, but it's also uncomfortable. Next we move on to Tammy and Shawnee. They have a sit down because Tammy needs to fill in Shawnee regarding Jackie, and Jackie walking in with, what'd she call it? With it, like her coat, it looked like it had a puss collar. I said, wait a minute, what? She was like, yeah. She even imitated Jackie walking in and thinking that she's the baddest. And she talks about how she had to go and leave her own book signing, because of course she did that in the fact that her kids were there to make sure that she didn't go and start nothing, because I don't think Jackie really had the energy of, oh, I'm going to go and mess with you. But it did come off as, ah, ha, 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 I'm kind of playing games and you weren't invited, so of course that's going to be a problem. Now, we do know, of course, that Tammy isn't invited to this whole shindig, but Shawnee wants to go and have a meeting between Tammy and Evelyn, because that's what she really cares about. That whole Jackie and Tammy thing, that doesn't mean much to her. What does mean a lot is her actual friends, which are Tammy and Evelyn. At least her closer, really close friends. And because of that, she's like, are you open to any type of dialogue with Evelyn? Tammy says, yeah, to be honest with you, not really. Evelyn and Shawnee have a short car ride because joking around regarding, well, not really joking about Tammy. Of course, the underlying thing is Tammy, the main about, you know, you two need to have a sit down, the conversation. And Evelyn's like, I'm open to it, but I did feel a certain way because I didn't have that energy of expected to be called a bee by someone or a hoe, and it's been a while, years since anyone's came at me with that type of energy, so I wasn't feeling that. But again, on to the more funny side, Jackie and the whole concept of sexual and animals, and Evelyn said Jackie kind of gives you that vibe of she would have a dog. She would put peanut butter on the puss and have a dog lick it. I said, it's messed up because I get that same energy from her too. I do. Krista has to sit down with her, a man, his name Joe, I believe, and they have a 6-year-old daughter. She's really happy with her family life. She says that there are a lot of trials and tribulations. He says, you know what, babe, I understand. You know, going from the professional ball side to the business side, that was a struggle. You know, reallocating the funds to that, that was an initial struggle. But she's saying how proud of him she is since he, you know, did a 180 regarding that. The business is going to start popping off. He has an application. And I want to know, I said, why didn't they say the name of the application? Was it not ready yet? Even though this stuff was already taped in advance. Like, what's going on legally? Could he not play it out there? Because I feel like this would have been the best opportunity to promote it. But the fact that she even mentioned it has me thinking that maybe down the line she will say something else regarding it. And he's just saying how much he loves her and appreciates her and how she's had his back and regarding everything that they went through. For a moment, the way I was talking made it almost seem like, are you about to propose? That didn't happen, but he was just, this is more so I appreciate you, I love you, babe. And I know what I have. I know what I have, and I don't want to lose it, type of thing. So I was saying, oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. That is just so nice. Now, why do you guys think that Basketball Wives came on the Sunday? Is it because it comes on Mondays now? So I'm just trying to figure out why back to back. I feel like it's almost like getting this episode out of the way of, oh yeah, Jackie had something funny, and then Evelyn and Tammy kind of came together because now we're going to get into the other mess. But Jackie has her safari thing. Apparently she had a caterer, which I'm trying to figure out because I could have done that for her. That looks like a spread that I could have gone to ShopRite. Mind you, to ShopRite, picked that out. Not even special order that, picked that out. She tried to eat the cheese. She said, oh, I have false teeth in the front, and it almost came out. Because the cheese was so hard, the grapes were sour and warm. I said, well, that's crazy, because I always said, okay, maybe the food was just left out, but no. How can the cheese be hard and the grapes be sour? I don't know. But Asia, who's what is it? Who is Chris's sister? She's there, and of course Shawnee and Evelyn come as well, and we're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be peace and tranquility. They're warned not to eat the cheese. For some reason, it's just like, okay, of course Tammy's gonna be there. We already know Tammy's gonna be there. And Jackie wants to go and play it out there that, oh, haven't you guys, done stuff with the grapes before? What do you mean? Well, put a couple, well, she said one, but we're going to say a couple, in between the boobs, and then squeeze them, and then your dude goes and drinks them. I said, what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And then Shawnee feels like she needs to go and talk to Evelyn and square this away of, are you going to have a sit-down conversation with Tammy? Because I need to know so that I can go and let Tammy know. And what are your concerns? Evelyn didn't, like I said, didn't like being calling it a bee in the hoe. And so now we have this weird display of, now I have to go and show loyalty to Tammy as well. So Evelyn, do you feel like you did anything in particular to have caused Tammy to feel that way? And of course Evelyn's saying no. I don't feel like I said anything to her at the moment, and no, she didn't. And no, she didn't come at her crazy with energy. But there is some stuff in the past that clearly Tammy hasn't gotten over, that Evelyn is overdone, like, I don't care. But they're going to have to sit down, they're going to make it happen. The safari thing looked fun. Now, I was surprised Evelyn could do it since she's doing the IVF stuff, and I didn't think that all that shaking and bumping would be okay for her, but I guess so. Jackie was the star of the safari. She's like, hey, oh, look at those animals. Look at that. Look at that zebra. Oh my god, that zebra is so handsome. Oh, so cute. Once they got to the giraffe, she said, ooh, look at that giraffe. Tall, muscular. I almost fell out. Borderline disgust, but also cackling. What? What, Jackie? These women are saying you possibly could be in some animal play, and now you keep talking about these animals like this. Stop it. So when it comes down to taking the leaf to feed the giraffe, mind you, feed the giraffe, because the giraffe comes down, sticks his tongue out, takes the leaf and eats it. A couple of the women do it. Shawnee, Evelyn, and of course Jackie was the first one to do it. She was like, oh, that giraffe, it gets it in. I said, oh. But they had fun. They looked like they had fun. So shout out to Jackie, because they had a activity that they could actually do and have fun with it. So that's something. Now, Jackie is the one who ushers in Malaysia, because she's the one that has that connection with Malaysia. So Malaysia, she's walking. I said, oh, it's good to have you back. It's good to have you back. And it's good to have you back. Malaysia has that sit down. She talks about how she was dating someone, because she flirts with the waiter, and the waiter's just like, oh. Jackie's like, oh, what's going on there? Well, just got a relationship, and I'm in a couple other ones, but they don't seem to be working out either, so I have my options completely open at this point. I just want love. I said, Malaysia, I'm happy to have you back. You look good, which you always do. So that's one, but damn, that energy got sucked right out of you in 5 seconds, because Jackie had to give you the full rundown of, oh yeah, so here's how it started. I had the birthday party, and guess what? Evelyn's back. Yeah, Evelyn's back, and Tammy's a feeling Evelyn because of this, X, Y, and Z. And, oh, it's the look that Malaysia was given until Jackie got to the point of, wait, flag on the play. If Tammy went and gave you that information regarding Evelyn saying that stuff, whether it was good or bad, why did you go and bring it up to Evelyn? You know, it put Tammy out there, and Tammy couldn't defend herself, so now it just makes Tammy messy, regardless if she is or isn't. And of course, Tammy's gonna feel a certain way. Why wouldn't you think that Tammy would feel a certain way about it if she was doing this more so on? And my whole thing is, I get where she was coming from, and I'm glad that she brought that point up, but it wasn't really that serious because Evelyn didn't say anything bad. But she is right. Of course it comes off as messy because, especially how she presents it, which it was, I don't know if it was necessarily messy. They did play it back. So let me know, do you think it was messy? That's the thing that kind of confused me. I don't know if it was messy in the sense of, oh, I'm just doing this because Jackie didn't want to know, but Tammy really want her to know. So let me know, did you think it was messy or not? Now, we're at the dinner table, and Tammy comes before Evelyn. Tammy said, okay, what's the house rules? Alright, we're gonna go and play nice. I said, wait a minute, is that supposed to be security? Is that supposed to be security? Because I know that was definitely security. And they're like, we're not gonna go call each other out of our names. Evelyn comes sit down, and this is where we find out Evelyn said she doesn't like being called a bee or a hoe because she didn't feel like she said anything to warrant that, especially after all these years. At that one point, we were actually cool. And what ends up happening is Tammy has to walk out because Tammy feels like, so you brought up some stuff that happened in 2010 regarding some stuff that happened in the mid to late 90s, and I don't understand it. I don't understand why you would do that unless you're trying to be messy, unless you're trying to cause problems. Because Tammy's current issue was the fact that Evelyn, I guess, said something in a recent interview, relatively recent interview, and is trying to act like nothing happened because clearly she didn't care about it that much, or at all. So when she walks out, Shawnee follows after her, and Shawnee wants to know what's going on, and I'm telling you why. I just told you why she feels a certain way. So now Shawnee has to go back in there and be the mediator for real because Tammy said, how do you want to go and be a mediator, but you didn't do a good job of doing that. So now they walk back in. Tammy had her smoke break. As we know, is her, I'm going to de-escalate, collect myself, zen. And she acknowledges that it's smoking. I know it's bad for you, but look, smoking kills, but I felt like I was going to do that in there with one of them or both. So let me go and take the cigarettes as their placeholder. And Shawnee goes and tells Evelyn what the issue is, and she reiterates the issue that Evelyn has with Tammy. And so then Evelyn says, well, you know what, if I said, no, that's not going to work. I understand you don't feel like you did anything, but that whole that's not going to work. And Shawnee said, do we have to do something dumb, like both of you just apologize at the same time, because it's really not that serious, which they both acknowledge. It's like, alright, I apologize, and that's it. Yes, that's it. Some general acknowledgement of, I'm sorry, I know something hurt you, and I apologize for it. Are we good? I promise you, this episode was almost unneeded. Well, that part was needed. Everything else was a placeholder, and now I understand why I came on Sunday, because if I had to watch this on Monday, I would have been like, are you kidding me? Is this a joke? So now Shawnee has to go and meet up with Jackie because Jackie's still hurt, because Jackie heard from the grapevine, because, you know, the streets are talking about Evelyn and Tammy, that they got together, that they made up, and now Jackie feels like, oh, did they say something? Do they feel like I'm messy? Yes, they do feel like you're messy. Yes, your name was brought up. Now you feel a certain way because you feel like, oh, they had those issues with each other, and now you're the one that's going to take the heat for everything. Shawnee's over it because she really doesn't care. She really doesn't care, and the fact that she has to play mediator irks her to no end. So that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe. See you tomorrow.